Not far from where you're sitting now is a mountain all forlorn, never seeing the sun, always under the clouds. It's where the legend of the Splinterwood spiders was born. It's the only place in the world, you see, where Splinterwood trees grow proud. They reach for the clouds for 10,000 years, and their bark is as black as dried blood on a shroud. A young Splinterwood tree is 5 meters across, the old trees so very much wider, and high in the branches, not easy to see, lives the brutal and beautiful Splinterwood spider. Black velvet bodies with deep moonshine gloss, long thin black legs stretching 10 feet across, 8 eyes shining bright, shining cold, crystal clear. Folks who wandered these mountains, I fear, were usually taken for dinner, my dear. High up from the river, there was an old house. It was a house that not many had seen, creaking and groaning and heavy with snow, a house with a terrible lean. In a bedroom on the 2nd floor lived all alone a boy of 9, a little boy called Harley Dean. Harley was trapped all alone in that house since the day that he turned 7. That was the day that the spiders came down and dragged his poor mother to heaven. That very same night, his dad ran for help, but the spiders, did they get him? Was he caught by the spiders like so many before? Or did his father just forget him? One quiet day, looking out of the window, he could see the river far below. Harley saw some men who'd come to save him in a boat. They crept up through the undergrowth, up the dark and slippery slope. But the spiders felt vibrations, they could sense it in the air. Harley knew those poor brave men, they never had a prayer. The spiders smelt the sweat of those men, heard their fearful thumping hearts. They dropped down from the trees, came down in their hundreds to hunt the first man to the last. Those men saw the spiders coming, lost their nerve and started running, but the spiders started running too. They caught the slowest first, then they overran the quickest men. Their screaming was the worst. The mountains then went quiet. The spiders moved back into the trees. Harley realized he was there for good and dropped sadly to his knees. Harley had a problem, and the spiders knew it too. Harley would have to run some day. Today would have to do. Taking off his shoes and shirt, he believed that he could beat them. Harley made a plan to run for his life. He'd be free, or he'd be eaten. Harley knew a steep, dark track. It ran away from the garden gate. "You must never go down there," Harley's mother once said. "That track is used only by fools, my boy, the foolish and the dead." Harley crept out of the back door, but the spiders knew with all their senses. They dropped from the trees and ran to the house, came climbing over the fences. The moon was full, the mist had come, the light was very dim. He was in the yard just near the gate when the first of the spiders saw him. Harley froze in his tracks, halfway to escape. The spiders stood silently, blocking the gate. Harley walked slowly backwards, leaning back against the door. The spiders, they just watched him, much to his surprise, blue-black evil in their eyes. Defeated, Harley walked up the broken stairs. The chill wind blew in through the broken window. He climbed into bed with its ragged blanket. There was nowhere left for Harley to go. He closed his eyes to rest his head. Harley slept the dreamless sleep of the dead.